Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Cedric Kennedy, and it is 4:34 a.m. as I'm recording this. I got a couple of things from Sunny Secular Gen Xo on Twitter. She sent me two files, part one, part two. I used Filmora 7 to collect them, and I'm putting them in OBS Studio for media, and that's how this is working. And when I do this, I make sure to put in the, when I show the video, I make sure, hopefully you can see the person's name and stuff is on TikTok. I'm not coming up with this. I'm just giving my commentary on it, my thoughts, and some of these may run contrary to what's being said. It might sound like it, but I just get tired of certain little things that really cause a lot of damage. So I'm gonna click on over. Today, we're going over the original court may have to rise. And it just might have to happen. But there's more coming out about Breonna Taylor's death and her boyfriend. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and play part one for you. And I'm gonna go over what did annoy me about part one. And it might be nitpicky to you, but it means a lot to me and some other people, because while I agree with this guy is saying, it's a slap in the face to Breonna at the same time. And he don't mean it that way by any stretch of the imagination, but it could come across that way. And I'm sure I've done the same thing, never meant it, but it might come across that way. So when people hold my feet to the fire, trust me, I'm going to stare at those flames. I'm going to just watch it burn while I try to explain. And if I can't explain, my feet going to have to burn off. Because obviously I messed up. So I'm going to play this. Let's do this, all right?
Well, would you look at what we have here? So, police bash in the door. Kenny Walker fires one shot into the ground as a warning. Police return fire 20 shots indiscriminately all over the place. A minute and 8 seconds goes by where Hankinson starts screaming reload. After a minute and 8 seconds, they shoot another 20 to 25 rounds into the place. Then a police officer says, "Officer down." No shit, officers down. They're shooting rounds everywhere. They have the tapes, folks. By the way, they recovered Kenny Walker's bullet, and it never touched blood. So while all you deniers and racists and pieces of shit out there keep on talking your talk, at the end, you're all gonna look like suckers. Especially when the cops have to edit and redact their testimonies a million times. No wonder they didn't talk to Medley until he got out of the hospital for 9 days. He was shot in the legs, folks. He could have wrote the report. They just needed time to get their story together, begging a judge for a no-knock warrant and then knocking.
All right, so look. Now everything that he said, I'm like, okay, yeah. The part that annoyed me, the part that frustrated me, was when he said that all the liars and racists, yeah, okay, cool, and pieces of shit, yeah. But he said you're gonna look like suckers. That's it. That's it. That's the big picture for you. That's the big picture for a lot of these people out here. And they come in all colors, but primarily white people, since they are the majority, per se, of this country. You just worried about somebody looking like a fool? Well, he's not worried, but that's your thing. Or you're all gonna look like suckers. Wow. Okay, let's say, yeah, it comes out, it's true. You think they're gonna look like suckers? You think they're gonna give a shit? These are the same people with the same mindset of their predecessors and their ancestors that had no problem with making their dogs shit on slaves, making their slaves rub their face or even eat that dog shit, boiling slaves in water and other things, making their slaves beat the shit out of other slaves, whipping slaves until they almost didn't even have any skin on their back, when the only protection from anything was the catalyzing blood on their skin. These are the same people that would hang black people, cut their ears off, and go Christopher Columbus on everybody. These are the mindset of these people. You think they give a goddamn about looking foolish? No, it's part of the system. They can't look foolish because no matter what they discover, well, yeah, I guess it seemed bad. In their heads, we got another one. Whole tirade was spot on until the big coup de grace. You're going to look foolish. These people have lost their lives. Their loved ones have lost their daughter, his woman, sister, niece, cousin, best friend, new acquaintance. They have lost. Never get it back. A hole ripped in every single day of their life until the end of their life. And the biggest thing that come out your goddamn mouth is that they're going to look foolish. That's a problem. Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to be direct with you white people out there. I don't care if you're racist or not. I'm being direct. When people lose their lives and there's a court case going on and there's a lot of mendacity going on about it, if the only thing in your mind is one-upping or show up in somebody or saying that somebody's going to look stupid or foolish or like suckers when they find out the truth, you got a motherfucking problem. You truly do. Because that ain't the damn point. That ain't the point. The point is justice. What good, white people? What good is a justice system that lies, that capitulate lies, and then find ways to protect these other white powerful people? And if they're not powerful, they're protecting those white people that are protecting the powerful white people. Loopholes, junctions, and all this crap. Yeah. What is that? What's wrong with your head? What's wrong with you? Huh? When one of your kids get gunned down or shot up by a cop or somebody, what you gonna do? Are you gonna just be like, you know what? I'm gonna chill because even though for those that's gonna disbelieve what happened, I can't wait for them to look foolish when they find out the truth. Is that your goal? Would that be your goal? Think about it. Think about it. Let's see. I'm gonna go on to the second one. There's another one. I'm gonna go on to the second one. Because y'all see that done pissed me off. The second one is not as angering, just She elaborates on what you just heard. But you know, I'll play it.
Please check out the duet that I just did. It's right before this video.
That's the one she just
They found the bullet
played.
For the Breonna Taylor case of the boyfriend's gun. They found the bullet, and guess what? There's no blood on the bullet. So the police officer didn't get shot by her boyfriend. He got shot by the other police officers.
Yep. That's friendly fire.
Go check out the story, y'all. Wow.
Yeah, she's in disbelief.
I can't even process this today. The boyfriend shot at the ground as a warning. He didn't shoot the police officer. That's why they let him off.
Yep. That's it for that was the second one. Sunny Secular sends me these, and then I'll definitely, try to look at them and try to give my commentary and whatnot. She might not want me to do commentary. I don't know. She just puts at me, and then here you go. I'm like, all right. Yeah, she says she can't process it. No, for me, it's just another That's it. It's just another piece of bullshit in this racist country. Everybody want to save America. You want to save this? This is what you want to save. You want to save a land that was occupied by force, multiple genocides committed and still being committed and will be committed. A land that started the entire Industrial Revolution that will definitely see our climate change for the worse and deny it. And you want to save this. You want to save a land full of racist people hating on others without a reason. That's the point of racism. There is no reason. You're not white, so we got to hurt you. Now, a lot of you might say, yeah, there's, what about black racists? Yeah, what about them? See, there's a reason why they say black people can't be racist. You want to know what that is? That's because white people have been so racist for so long and then use their power, because when you got those white people that's like, wait, black people ain't too bad. This happened back in the day, about 300 years ago. And they say, black people ain't too bad. We could get along with them. And we could do a whole lot of good. Ain't done me wrong. Some of them might have some good ideas if we educate them. Yeah, white people was having that. And when the bigwigs and the government got a hold of that information, it was like, wait a minute. We aren't going to be able to maintain our power because they're going to want the slaves to be free. So they say, you want perks? You want to live better? We'll give you that, but you can't be liking them black people. They didn't say black people back then. And so they gave these white people perks. They helped them live better. You want to live better? You got to beat them down. And they said, well, when it comes to living better and having more money, well, I'm going to hate every black person out there. I'm going to teach all my grandkids to hate you. And that's the same thing that they keep doing. Who's going to protect you from the black people? I'll do it. Please protect us from the black people. We're scared of the ones that we don't ever see, never met. We're scared of them coming here and doing all those things that you say they're going to do. We don't want our ways of life interrupted. We white women don't want to stop getting beat by our husbands. We don't want that. Keep everything the same, because we'd rather get beat by our white men than to get fucked by some black dudes publicly. Now, closed doors, that'll be something different. Oh, yeah. All them white racists out there can't stand minorities, Hispanic, Asian, black, but as soon as they get the chance, they can't wait to fuck them. Y'all disgust me. Y'all ain't worth the spit that I put in the trash. Y'all make me so damn sick. Every one of you racists, every one of you bigots, misogynists. You don't like women? Get with a man. You don't like men? Stay by your damn self and leave everybody else the fuck alone. It's that simple. That's how I see it. If you're a misogynist, you must like men. If you can't respect and like a woman, then damn, you will probably appeal to a bigger authority of power that'll knock you the fuck out. Maybe that's what it is. That's how I see it. For now. Might get worse. Might not care at all tomorrow. But you know what? No matter how vile I talk, how vile I think, I'll never go out there and kill someone just because they don't look like me. Which in turn make me better than you, a better person than you. I could be broke on the street with no prospects of anything, with nothing to my name, dying in a goddamn ditch. And I'll be better than any one of you racists out there. And that's the fucking truth. Breonna Taylor was assassinated. And they had to kill her to get her property. And that's just it. That's just it. For those that stuck around, now I'm going to get to the thing that I wanted to really say. Now, her boyfriend, warning shot, They shooting all over the place. He didn't get hit. He didn't get hit. He shot a warning. Why he got a gun? He shot a warning shot. Look, you shoot a warning shot into the ground with people shooting at you. Then they got to reload. How you not get hit? That's suspect. And y'all can hate on me if you want. But let me tell you about the black woman that rolled up in a white man's trailer. And it was just a couple of cops. She opened the door. She had no weapons in her hand. She said she surrenders peacefully. And they blazed her up and killed this white dude's only child. And it's just 2 of them. 5 shots fired. This is probably about 40-some rounds. And you mean to tell me he didn't get hit once, but she got blazed up many times? That's suspect. That don't sit right with me. And if you feel different about that, put it in the comments section. Don't be a dick. Give a good sound argument why that's not suspect. I don't know the true setup there. But if you're going to fire indiscriminately, shooting all around, and that one person don't get hit, there's a problem. Hell, they even shot their own. They couldn't shoot the one in front of all of them? Well, you know, what kind of barrier was he behind? Because it must have been lit up. Now, other thing that bugs me about this, before I get to why the original court may have to rise. Breonna Taylor, if my daughter was murdered, assassinated like this, massacred in a hail of bullets for no reason other than 1, you black, and 2, it just happens to be that your house is the only house that hadn't sold out and we got to get you out. So we're going to lie to the cops that can't wait to put a bullet in a black person's ass to go in there and do that thing. Because damn sure we know that for the past 3 years, white people have been calling up the cops on black people because they know what's going to happen. They know what's going to happen. Calling the cops on a black person to me ain't no different than attempted murder. And that black person put out a gun and blew your fucking head off. I'd see it as self-defense. I truly would. Because you know what you're doing. You know why you're doing it. And I hate the fact that there's these goddamn loopholes to get away with it. The fact that you call the cops, waste resources on somebody that ain't doing shit. That used to be criminal. Now it's not. There's a problem. And it's the racists. But then there's a worse problem. Now, like I said, my daughter gets killed for this, like this, because of this. I am not going to settle for some damn $12 million. I can't look at somebody and say, yeah, my daughter's worth only $12 million. I have another, grow her up and get another $12 million. Oh, y'all can hate me right now. But your family member gets murdered. Are you going to settle? The idea of settling is to make sure the ones that's wrong, the ones that did wrong, don't pay more money. And they settled. Now, I don't know the intricacies of everything that happened, but I'm going on how it looks to me. Because I love my baby girl. She pissed me off 70% of the day. But damn, I'd fight for her. I bleed for her. That's my baby girl. She's mine. And I ain't talking about my history, but the fact I can't deal. I can't deal. I'm not settling. That's my baby girl. I'm not settling. I'm gonna take your asses all the way as far as I can go. I'm gonna bleed you dry. I'm gonna ruin your fucking lives. I'm going for blood. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I'm not settling. The only excuse I can give them is black people like, man, I ain't seen this kind of money before. I'll never get this chance again. Let me go ahead and take it. It don't fill that hole in your heart. See, the settlement, or what the courts is supposed to do, is to fill that hole that's been placed into you. Something has been taken from you. They're trying to compensate to give something back. Nothing's going to replace the loss of a life. Justice would actually make you feel a little better. Not much, but a little better. And justice can't be had when you don't seek it. See, the original court is by the people. That's the original court. The original court is when people would react and the judges know. See, the judge got the final say in anything. They can allow and not allow anything. And when you do not allow any level of evidence that could sway, I'm gonna fucking kill this phone, that could sway anything, to not disturb back on. If you can do that, you should allow it. You have to allow it. It don't matter. It don't matter. You got to allow it. When you don't allow it, you show how corrupt and contemptible you are as a judge. And so the public will put so much fear in a judge that they got to rule properly. Because see, back in the day, if a judge did something criminal, they get found and then they get missing. And so courts at one point, there were points where judges didn't even want to go in because they knew the dirt they was going to do. The problem with that process, with the street court, is that then they start manipulating. They turned contemptible because then they would do things and mess up and then say, if you convict us, you in trouble. That's where that went wrong. So our judicial system is not blind. It's a fucking liar. And our street justice is only good until the judges say we're gonna stop our bullshit, and then the street justice calms down until they start their bullshit again. The street justice should be a check system. Say, once you judges and you lawyers get out of control, we're gonna snap your ass back to reality. That's how it, at one small point in time, it was that way. But people in their power, they can't help but to run amok with it. That's just how that goes. And it sucks. No one can just do their damn job. They got to be influenced by racism. Doctors thinking that black people's skin are tougher. Doctors thinking, well, blacks are this way, so let's give them these drugs instead. Oh, well, I don't believe she's in that much pain. Oh, she died. Child died too. Racism is systemic. That's why it's called systemic, because it's everywhere. It's in our politics. It's in our medical area. It's in our judicial area. It's in every little area. So much to the point where even black people beat each other down trying to prove something to white people. Like, I ain't trying to prove nothing to white people. Where do you think you got it from? It's all been passed down. What should have happened as soon as that verdict came out and that corruption was pure, it was too late to take it back. They should have firebombed that courthouse. That's what they should have done. And y'all can hate me all you want. You can say I'm inciting violence all you want. But let me tell you something. The ones out there that's not getting screwed over are the ones killing the ones being screwed over. Those swastika wearing, driving into a crowd people, cops driving through crowds of people, cops shooting real bullets up at somebody's window because they're recording them. Cops going out and beating the hell out of people recording them, beating down the press. Governors and whatnot saying that protesting should be illegal. President agreeing. President saying this should be worse. Give them prison time. Using their bullhorn whistles and shit. This is our country. It's always been how this country is. It's just that now there's no mask over it. Now there's no lie. There's no subtlety. It's right out there in your face. That's what it is. They ain't pissing on you and telling you it's rain. They're pissing on you saying, I'm pissing on you. And ain't a goddamn thing you can do about it. That is our life. That is the way it is right now. And the problem is there's no retaliation. There's no retribution. That's the problem. When things go bad, something has to give. But it keeps getting worse and worse. And black people, since slavery, has been taught to take it and take it. Black people have pimped their daughters. Black people have abandoned their sons. They've done this through time. White people have done this too, to their own. But then they'll also tell their own, the ones that they just screwed over, how horrible people across the street are. That's really how our life is. That's how, I mean, we could hear a cop, pretty much pull a Mel Gibson and just go on a racist tirade if we get gang raped by a bunch of black people. Oh yeah, that's what that worst thing, huh? Shit, Mel. He probably already has been and enjoyed it. Just to let you know. This right here, the original court, bring it back. Have it regulated. Make sure that it's regulated. Make sure that when the cops kill someone, that police precinct is burned to the fucking ground. That court causes a mishap, you burn it to the ground. How much property damage can these white racists take before they start acting right? Because see, this is not a conglomerate city, town, province. Oh no, it's not where you can go in and just firebomb them for standing up for their rights. It ain't you can just say, hey, you came in and you got these jobs that nobody wanted, but now the broke ass white people don't have anything, so they're going to riot against you and try to kill all of you. No, it ain't that. No, it needs to be what it is now. Multiple protests. I got my feelings about protests. Multiple riots. I got my feelings about riots. But it needs to be a twofold. Do them both. Do them everywhere. Don't give them any rest. And every time they mess up, you don't burn down just a random damn court or random damn police. No, it's the one that did it. This place is no longer just. It's got to go. This place no longer protects us. It's got to go. This place is hurting us. It's got to go. When the police have nowhere to go, they're going to have to eventually blame themselves. How many times can you get beat down, black people, Hispanic people, Asian people? You get blamed for everything. You get beat down just because they had a bad day. And at the end of the day, Asians, black people, Hispanic people, you blame each other and you hate on each other. At one point in the 80s, we all could have banded together and had some fun. But that got screwed over. That got screwed over roughly in the early 90s. It made a small comeback in the mid 90s and it burned away in 99. Every time we try to band together and just be chill, there's always some bigwig somewhere fucking it up. It's a pattern I've seen since 1997. took hold, took notice, talked to people about it, but nobody wanted to talk. They didn't want to hear it. Literally, those are the words. I don't want to hear it. And my questions were, why do we hate Mexicans when they ain't done anything to us? Man, I don't even want to hear that. I'm cool with them. And I said, oh yeah, how many Mexicans do you hang around? If you so cool with them, I don't see you hanging around any Mexicans. Man, anybody talking about that? Nothing about that. Yeah, all right, man. Yeah, bye. It's not about having the conversation. It's about conversing in general. There's a lot of healing that can take place so easily. You racist people, you swastika people, why don't you drop that dumb shit and don't pick up a book, don't pick up a gun, walk the fuck out your house, wear a mask because there's a pandemic, and if you see a black person, why don't you do something? Hello, how you doing? And they might pause. Me? Yeah, you, how you doing? All right, cool. All right, and then both be on your way. You shock the shit out of him, and you might be like, holy crap, he didn't get pissed off and come at me with a gun or a machete or a knife or a sword or a bayonet or whatever the fuck they could have, because you think that we pull them out of thin air. Why don't you try being peaceable and see where that leads, since y'all are the very ones that say it's all about your attitude. Why don't you give off a positive attitude and do something nice, do something generous, and not for your own. You know, that own that you go and beat and rape and hurt, and then cite to your kids while you beating on your wife how better you are than the black people or the Mexicans or the Asians. Why don't you try that? You know, try being different. Instead of being hateful, try being peaceable. It might actually get somewhere. Because when I think about y'all and I think about this, I think about how many black people were killed that could have been the next anything that could have propelled us to an actual better future, instead of just giving a 1.5 or 2.0 to some crap that's already been overdone and stolen and grifted and reprocessed and refurbished and pass it off as new, and we just gobble it up thinking it's new when it's old. Try doing something, because I get tired of losing out because y'all are just stupid. This gone long enough, but y'all have got to get your shit together and think. Because black people are always so damn welcoming of white people and always taking them in, being friends with them, and then find out, oh no, they like Trump. They don't like black people at all. They just been using to say, I have a black friend. Because when it push come to shove, you abandon the shit out of them. And that's messed up. Bill O'Reilly called it reverse racism. You can't get reverse racism without racism. Think about it. Stop trying to protect, the rich, white, male, Christian heritage. And try propping up liberty and justice for all. This has been Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.